can't stand the sound. Your pain is painful and it's staring me down. I hear glasses breaking as I sit up in my bed. I told God you didn't mean those nasty things you said. You fight about money, about me and my brother, and this I come home to. This is my shelter. It ain't easy growing up in World War III, never knowing what love could be. You'll see, I don't want love to destroy me like it has done my family. Can we work it out? Can we be a family? I promise I'll be better. I promise. Mommy, I'll do anything. Can we work it out? Can we be a family? I promise I'll be better. Daddy, please don't leave. Daddy, please stop yelling. I can't stand the sound. Make mama stop crying, 'cause I need you around. My mama, she loves you. No matter what she says, it's true. I know that she hurt you, but remember, I love you too. I ran away today, ran from the noise, ran away. Don't wanna go back to that place, but don't have no choice, no way. It ain't easy growing up in World War III, never knowing what love could be that I've seen. I don't want love to destroy me like it did my family. Can we work it out? Can we be a family? Promise I'll be better. Mommy, I'll do anything to keep you. Can we work it out? Can we be a family? I promise I'll be better. Daddy, please don't leave. In our family portrait, we look pretty happy. Let's play pretend, let's act like it comes naturally. I don't wanna have to split the holidays. I don't want to address this. I don't want a stepbrother anyways, and I don't want my mom to have to change her last name.
Let's go back to that. In our family portrait, we look pretty happy. Let's play pretend, act like it goes naturally.
Can we family portrait? Can we be pretty happy? We look pretty normal. Let's go back to that. In our family portrait, can we be pretty happy? Let's play pretend, act like it goes so back. Let's go back to that. Remember today. Pretty happy. We look pretty normal. Let's go back to that. In our family.
Catherine Peter on behalf of 𝗫𝗏cy Kelly versus Aidan Kearney.
Okay.
Good morning, Your Honor. Kathleen Fay from Mr. Aidan Kearney.
Good morning.
Good morning. Will all parties testifying in this matter please raise your right hands? Do you solemnly and severally swear or affirm that the testimony you will give to the court in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you.
Ms. Peter,
Yes.
can you tell me what brings you here today seeking an extension of this order?
Yes, so we came in on the 20th of March requesting this order due to, before I begin this, Your Honor, respectfully, I'm a little remiss. I printed something out. The issue that we're having here is this has just been a gross sort of psychological attack on my child, 16 years old. A large invasion of privacy that's put on the internet. So she's been subject to this for about 3 years now. As recently as last night, prior to this court date, Mr. Kearney has been online encouraging people to observe this, further violating her privacy. He's made it into a spectacle. He's been placing bets as to who is going to win, whether it's this 16-year-old child or this 41-year-old man. So I'm going to try to speak a little bit vaguely. I know that the original sort of concerns were on that affidavit. He's actually published the full affidavit online, including my daughter's full unredacted name. He's put out her place of employment since this order is issued. He's read out her home address as well. He has put out on the internet where she goes to school. So we're a little bit concerned. She was concerned to come here today. She is willing to speak sort of to what she's going through because it's been very disruptive to her, particularly emotionally and with her schooling, as this has now gone over into her peer circle. There's a lot of vicious rumors being spread about her and a lot of very personal information.
All right, let me interrupt you there and explain that the burden on the plaintiff is the same regardless of the impact that the alleged violations have on them. So there's not like a lower standard for a minor or a lower standard for someone who's got concerns about how it'll impact them at school. It's the same. And so you need to establish 3 incidents of harassment under a particularly rigorous definition, which is an assault, a threatened assault, malicious damage to personal property, or fighting words. So go ahead and tell me what happened.
All right, so starting in 2020, Mr. Kearney to spread the rumor that that Teresa was sexually abused by her younger brother. At the time that he claims this happened, they would have been 3 and 6 years old. Mr. Kearney, for the last 3 years, has been repeatedly stating these claims online. He's identified her as 𝗵𝗃 𝗃𝗃 and Kate's daughter. I have some instances of some of that here. He is posting a document that he purports to be from the Department of Children and Families detailing this incident. He has posted it conservatively at least 40 times over the last 3 years.
Let me interrupt there now. Do you have documents that you want to submit?
Right here.
Okay, wait a minute. Do you have extra copies?
I do not.
You do?
I do not.
You do not. Okay. How many pages do we have there?
I mean, probably about 300.
300? Do you intend to offer 300 pages?
I can parse it down.
Okay, what I'd like you to do is call through what you have and take out the highlights. This is a harassment prevention order, so I don't expect there's a need for me to read anything approaching 300 pages. But pull out the highlights, 2 or 3 pages, and bring them to the clerk's office and let the clerk's office staff know that I asked for 2 extra copies of everything you want to submit. When you come to court in a case like this and you want to offer something, the opposition is always allowed to look at it ahead of time. So I'm going to give counsel and her client an opportunity to review what you're submitting to me, and then we'll take it from there. Okay? Further call.
Catherine Peter on behalf of 𝗃𝗃 𝗁𝗃 versus Aidan Kearney. Reminder.
Okay, you've been sworn in. I want to ask you to keep your voice up. Apparently, counsel was having a hard time hearing you. My hearing isn't good, and I was barely able to hear you, and I'm pretty close. So try to keep your voice up, okay? Go ahead.
So the issue that we're coming to you with today is that for the past 3 years, Mr. Kearney has been posting rumors online alleging that my daughter was molested by her younger brother. At the time that he alleges this occurred, they would have been 6 and 3 years old. It simply did not happen. He has reposted these allegations with actually some documentation from a Department of Children and Family Service plan unrelated to sexual abuse that is in fact legitimate. We're not sure how he got it. This is not public record. Directly identifying the children's names as well as their information and the family name. He's reposted these allegations conservatively about 40 times over the past 3 years. He has also made allegations that she was a prostitute at one point when she had absconded from a mental health facility. He's spoken very openly about, at one point she had gone missing. I had to put up some missing posts online. And she had absconded from Wayside Children and Families where she was receiving mental health treatment. He spoke about that openly, disparaging the fact that she was in a psychiatric facility. He makes constant allegations that both her and her brother are abused sexually, physically. These things are simply not true. They've never been true. He has gone so far as to file a false report with the Department of Children and Families in January of 2023 that came back unsupported. He still will not relent. He has posted pictures of my daughter's cleavage with her face blocked out publicly for hundreds of adults to see. I have just, this is constant postings about these children being sexually abused. It's pretty disgusting. Here we go. So that's what we have here. And unfortunately too, at this point, my son has not been affected by it. I don't believe he's as aware as my daughter is. She's a little bit older. But what he seems to be missing here too is that my son is now 14 years old. He's accusing a 14-year-old boy of being a child molester. I believe that at one point he played a recording where one of his associates, who's actually in court today, because I know that he does regret his fullness, called my son a fiddler on the roof. These children, particularly Teresa, has been identified by her full name, 𝗫𝗏𝗃, her first name, Teresa, as well as Kate's daughter. He's put out our address, 47 Avery Street, so that everybody knows where we live. Well, it's out there now. He's also, I believe this was right before we got the order, sent someone to our home to take pictures of my driveway. He said, and I quote, guess what, Kate, we got someone at your house. We got pictures from your house today. Your car was parked outside. That's your Corolla. I forgot what it was, but we got your car. We got his car. They're both parked in the driveway in North Attleboro. So you didn't move. You didn't move out of 47 Avery Street. I never said that I did. He also, while discussing the issue with my daughter, said, we're going to address this and we're going to destroy, because that's what I like to do to my enemies. I don't like to just beat them and ignore them and whatever be above. No, I destroy you. And that's what I've done to 𝗺ście 𝗵𝗵𝗆𝗃. That's his sexually derogatory nickname that he's come up with towards me. That's why she hates me so much, is because I destroy her soul, and it makes me so happy. I'm not going to lie, it makes me so happy. So what he's done here is we have a long-standing feud. We both do some like blogging and video stuff online. There's a lot of contention between the two of us. What Mr. Kearney has done is identified my 16-year-old daughter as a vehicle of sort of vengeance to get at me, and he's been relentless for the past 3 years. The reason that we waited this long to come in is we tried to address it through other mechanisms, therapy, support through the schools, just telling her not to pay attention to it. What escalated this, unfortunately, was that Teresa decided to take it upon herself. Do you remember why you decided to message him? I don't know. Okay, I know you're nervous. So she decided to message him to try to sort of mediate the situation herself and request that he take down the postings. He responded by getting into a pretty heated argument with her where he antagonized her. He told her that her mother doesn't love her and that he's sorry. He tried to gaslight her and insist that she was abused and would ask that she would concede to that. She didn't want to. She made it very clear. She told him, you're making my life miserable. I have people coming up from school, and knowing I've tried my whole life to separate from. I'm my own person. I'm not Andy. I'm not my mom. I didn't do anything to you except be related to my mother. If you were just talking about my mother, okay, but she dug her own grave, but I didn't do anything to you. I don't know you. He responded to her requests. I did have her block him on Facebook to end the conversation because it got quite inappropriate on her end. She was pretty upset. So she blocked him. He responded to that by posting about it on Twitter and Facebook instead. We came in, we got the order. After the order had issued, he continued his postings. As recently as April 1st, he reposted this same purported document claiming that the children molest each other. That was after the order issued. On the order, it was ordered specifically that posting about her sexual history would be a violation of the order. Mr. Kearney does not care. He has posted the entire affidavit, including a lot of these sensitive allegations, with her full name. He played the court audio. I know that when I was in court before, the court had ordered that her address as well as workplace and school be impounded. Unfortunately, that doesn't seem to happen, so Mr. Kearney took it upon himself to go ahead and release that to the public and the internet. As recently as last night, he has encouraged people to show up here. He claimed that he was going to have a press party in the parking lot and that he would destroy us. He made comments that if she thought it was bad, that it was on his blog and all of his blog readers were reading this, he was going to put this on public record now, that he was going to destroy and humiliate us both. If this was a 16-year-old child engaged in this form of cyberbullying, I would have already dealt with it with the school, and it would have been dealt with. If it was a non-custodial parent, we could have gone to probate court, or I could have filed with Department of Children and Families. Unfortunately, this is a 41-year-old man who is a complete stranger to her, so this is the only recourse that I feel that we have, and I think he's made it abundantly clear. Oh, and another thing that we have that's still under investigation with police is she received numerous phone calls from what appears to be Mr. Kearney's phone number. Mr. Kearney is contending this and claiming that his number was spoofed. However, what concerns me is that he's also indicated that when she called the number back because she didn't recognize it and they had a conversation, he recorded that conversation. He intended to play it in court today. Not only is that a felony in Massachusetts, but I would question if his number was spoofed by a third party, how he would have the foresight to record that phone call with the intention of bringing it to court. I believe that he has done something to yet again emotionally torment this child, to try to gaslight her and make her look crazy, look incredible, make me look crazy and incredible, so that he can continue to go through this path of revenge. And I believe that he is trying to coax her into calling him so that he could turn around and say that she's not here.
Thank you. Any questions?
Yes, Judge. If I could inquire of the juvenile.
Sure.
Ms. Kelly, have you ever met Mr. Kearney?
No, never in my life.
You've never met Mr. Kearney. And Mr. Kearney's never called you and spoken to you, correct?
He did the other day.
Oh, okay. So before this order was granted, did Mr. Kearney ever call you and speak with you? He never called you and spoke with you, correct?
No.
But you sent Mr. Kearney multiple messages on Facebook, correct?
Asking him to delete the post he's been posting about me for years, yes.
So you admit you sent him messages, correct?
Before any of this started, yes.
Judge, permission to approach.
Yes.
Ms. Kelly, I'm going to ask you to read the highlighted portion for His Honor.
Has to read the whole thing.
I'm going to ask you to read the highlighted portion for His Honor.
Do I have to read this?
You do.
I'll make your kids want to fucking kill themselves from embarrassment.
There's no question. Ms. Kelly, I'm going to ask you to read that highlighted portion for His Honor.
I'm not my mother. I'm more heartless. I'll send your kids your dick pic.
Ms. Kelly, I'm going to ask you to read that highlighted portion.
After I read this, can I say something about this?
You'll have an opportunity to testify, yeah.
Let me call.
And let me call means you wanted to call Mr. Kearney, correct?
Oh, don't worry. I had messages of him asking me to call into the show before that message.
When you said let me call, you wanted to contact Mr. Kearney.
After he asked me to.
At no point, where do you tell me where he
A
asked
crop
you?
screenshot, man? Because I have my phone with me. It's in the messages.
Show me where he asks you to call him.
That's fine. Can I log in on your phone? My phone's online.
Unfortunately, it's a minor case right now. I've seen the messages. I can attest that he was asking her to call. He has a
I'll try to
badge
pull it up
on.
before my phone dies.
This is what I'm talking about. There's legitimate-
Wait a minute, we're going to do this one thing at a time. You've already testified. Now counsel is examining
My
your
phone just
daughter.
died.
Pardon me?
My phone just died.
Next question.
I'm going to ask you to read the portions that are highlighted with the asterisk, please, for His Honor.
Nothing's highlighted.
With the asterisk, you can read the comments next to the asterisk, please.
Your daughter is fucking ugly. High school is going to be hard for her. Might end up in a suicide, might end up in a GED.
And if you could read what's circled there for the court, please.
Maybe she'll get into your Adderall stash, take too many, bite her lip open, and bleed out. You're just like a printer
And if
machine.
you could read that highlighted portion for the court, please.
Is this because she's scared her dad's going to come molest her?
And if you could read that entire highlighted portion for the court.
This looks like a traumatized child to me. Why is she scared to have her dad in her arms? She's a victim. Sucking dick on the school staircase is probably how she's going to cope. And he sent this message after I already blocked him because he's dumb.
So, Ms. Kelly, you sent all of those messages to my client, correct?
Yep.
Talking about his child committing suicide and sucking dick,
What does he say about me and my brothers?
but you're afraid of Mr. Kearney, correct?
I never said I was afraid.
After
This is
Mr.
a
Kearney,
harassment order.
after Mr. Kearney blocked you, or one of his admins blocked you on the Facebook page, you attempted to reach out to Mr. Kearney's personal Facebook, correct?
No, that was before.
Permission to approach, Your Honor.
Say again?
Permission to approach.
Yeah, you may approach as needed.
Thank you. Ms. Kelly, you have a Facebook page, correct?
You know I do.
And it says 𝗫𝗏 Kelly on it.
Yep. I said this was before. I never said I didn't do this. I
Can
just
you
said,
see the date on that?
yeah.
What's the date?
And I blocked him first, so your whole thing is irrelevant.
On that page, does it show that you attempted
Yes, it
to
shows
call
the
my
date.
client
Yep, yep,
2 times?
yes.
And what else did you call my client when you messaged him?
A bitch.
Thank you. I have no further questions of the juvenile judge.
Okay, I told you I'd give you an opportunity to testify. You're welcome to testify if you'd like, but just understand when you do testify, you sort of renew the opportunity of counsel to ask questions on the things that you mentioned.
I'll let you guys ask questions.
Okay. So the plaintiff's case is in. Do you have any witnesses?
Judge, I'd like to inquire of my client, if
Go
that's
right ahead.
okay. Mr. Kearney, could you state your name and spell your last name for the record, please?
My name's Aidan Kearney. Last name is Kearney.
And have you ever met 𝗫𝗏 Kelly?
No, I have not.
And do you know of 𝗫𝗏 Kelly?
I know of her.
And how do you know of Ms. Kelly?
I write on matters. I'm a journalist who writes on matters of public concern, and particularly one of those concerns is public arrest reports, court records pertaining to child abuse. And we became aware of longstanding abuse going on
I object. That's all.
Overruled.
in Ms. Peters' household. And we pulled court documents from an arrest on September 27th of 2021 in which Ms. Kelly was assaulted with a knife by her stepfather, Andrew Johnson. And 3 months later, we pulled another police report in February of 2022 in which Mr. Johnson was still living in the house after the knife incident, which he's been charged with. He assaulted Ms. Peter in front of her son, and her son told his counselor that he does not feel safe living with Mr. Johnson in the house. And so this became the kind of story that I'm interested in writing about because I believe that people who bring their children around abusive adults deserve to be exposed, deserve to be written about, especially when they're dealing with ongoing court cases that are open to the public. All of these documents are open to the public. They contain police records, and we publish them. And Ms. Peter is upset about that because obviously it makes her household look dysfunctional. And what she's trying to do.
Let me interrupt you right there because it's kind of a run-on answer. Next question.
Have you been in court with Ms. Peter before?
I have.
And that was, she references in her affidavit that was for a 258A, which is the harassment prevention order statute that we're here for today.
Yes.
And was that order granted?
No, that order was denied on March 10th, 2020.
And you haven't harassed Ms. Peter's juvenile daughter, have you?
No, we write about Ms. Peter. The fact that we write about the things that Ms. Peter has done. That's what we do.
And there's one other. When Ms. Peter began messaging you, were you ever confrontational? Or when Ms. Kelly began messaging you, were you ever confrontational with her at any point?
No, we were actually the opposite. She messaged a business account. And when you message the business account, you don't always get me. So she actually wasn't even talking to me for most of the time on there. But when I was talking to her, as you'll see in the messages, I am sympathetic. I offer to help her. I specifically told her that I'm not here to harm you, that I come in peace, and that I'd like to help you in any way possible. She began to escalate. She began to make sexual comments about my 5- and 7-year-old children, send pictures of them to me, saying that they're going to kill themselves, that they're going to be sucking dick in the high school stairway by the time they get there. She was trying to provoke me into stooping to that level.
And did you ever respond with anything negative towards her?
No, I just responded and said, I know you're trying to get a reaction out of me, but you're not going to get it. Lashing out at me is, not going to help anyone. But I'd like to help you in any way that I can. And please let me know what it is.
So you wrote a blog about Andrew Johnson in January, and she referenced that blog when she talked to you. And did you take that blog down?
No, the blog I took down was about another man that was charged with raping a child, a 15-year-old, and he had been commenting on her Facebook page and liking comments. And I talked about how the blog was about the man who was charged with rape, not about her.
Okay, but did you take that blog down?
I did.
Okay.
Because she requested it.
And you have a long-standing feud with the juvenile's mother, Ms. Peter, correct?
I would say it's more her. She has a long-standing feud with me. I'm just trying to mind my own business, write about stories, and this is what she's doing.
But
Yes, we've known each other for 3 years. I'm not fond of her, and I've written about her several times.
And has she posted things about you?
Oh, yes.
And have those things landed Ms. Peter in court?
Yes, Ms. Peter.
And have they resulted in criminal charges?
Yes, Ms. Peter is currently being charged with violation of a harassment prevention order after she posted naked pictures of me and another woman several times repeatedly on YouTube, on Facebook, on an app called Discord. She sent out pornography of me to her own children. She said that in audio. So she said that she sent her children naked pictures of me and asked them, what should I do with them? And according to her, she said that her daughter said, quote, fucking burn him. And so that's.
Additionally.
That's what she said on her.
Yes, that's what she
Yes.
said. And we have the audio.
I have that audio.
I'll give you an opportunity to respond. Go ahead.
Yes.
Additionally, did Ms. Kelly, the juvenile, did she threaten to send pornographic photos to your young children?
Yes, she threatened to send dick pics to my children of me.
Nothing further.
Okay. Ms. Peter, just like counsel was permitted to ask questions, I'm going to give you, fair is fair, I'm going to give you an opportunity, if you want to ask questions of Mr. Kearney. But when people try to do this and they're not lawyers, what typically happens is they ask a question, they get an answer they disagree with, and then they turn to me and start to testify. And you can't do that. Or they'll argue with you. Can't do that. You have to ask another question and another question. Once you're done, if you want to testify, and you mentioned that you had something you wanted to say, I'll let you do that. But it's going to be questions first, testimony second. Go ahead.
Oh, so, Mr. Kearney, I'm looking here at a document that's a grievance replacement. In this, there's allegations that the two children molested each other in a foster home. Is this public record?
I didn't hear what she said, Your Honor.
I apologize.
We're having a bit of-
I'm looking here at a document that you purport to be from DCF. You started posting this in, February 2020, correct?
Objection.
But overrule the objection, but it's not an entirely clear question.
Okay, let me move on. I'm sorry, is this document public record?
Is what document public
Right,
record?
did I vote?
You may approach.
This document reporting the children molesting each other, is that public record?
This was sent to me. This
That's not
doc,
what I asked about public record.
this was sent to me, so that's my only answer to that.
Do you consider allegations the two children have molested each other at the age of 6 and 3 to be of public concern?
Do I consider molestation of public concern? Is that what you're asking?
Let me rephrase the question. Does the Boston Globe often identify two children as potentially molesting each other? Is that something that's
I don't-
generally public concern?
I don't read the Boston Globe.
Objection, Judge. I don't know the relevance to this.
Objection is overruled, so the answer stands.
So, you're claiming this was sent to you. Who sent it to you?
An anonymous source.
So you're saying that a document that is not publicly accessible, that was sent to you by an anonymous source, is something that you consider a matter of public concern involving two minors?
I consider child abuse a matter of public concern.
This doesn't allege child abuse. This alleges molestation.
Judge, she's testifying.
I'm sorry.
Objection.
I'm sorry.
She's testifying.
That objection is sustained.
If you consider this a reportable story, why have you posted it numerous times throughout the years? Do you often rehash the same story 46 times?
Often when I revisit them, yes.
Where do you get the information that these children were sexually abused by their mother?
I actually never, like, those documents seem to infer that were sent to me, and
Can I approach?
You may approach as needed.
Is that your Twitter account, Dr. Turtleboy?
yes.
Can you read the post?
Says, okay, Kate, just know that nothing you say about anyone matters because you literally sexually abused your children. But this is in response to an account called Lounge Lizard, which Miss Peter does not run. So I'm not talking to her there. I'm talking to Lounge Lizard. Are you Lounge Lizard?
I'm not.
Okay.
Here we go. This is again, Dr. Turtleboy. Can you read what's highlighted, please?
So this is in response to an account called, well, it's relevant because how Twitter works, Your Honor. You respond to people. So I'm responding to somebody called Public Face 6 and Troll Homeo. And I said, here it is. Ask Brett. He agreed they were sexually abused.
When Miss Kelly messaged you, did she indicate to you that her postings were emotionally damaging to her?
She seemed upset by them.
So you were aware that this was emotionally damaging to her because this was having an attack, correct?
Objection.
I'll let her have it.
What was that?
You can answer.
I wasn't even aware that I was talking to 𝗃𝗏 the whole conversation. And 4 times in the conversation, I actually call her Kate. I thought I was talking to Kate.
Excuse me, can I speak?
No, no.
Not yet. We're going to do this
So when
one
you-
step at a time.
When you later made statements publicly on YouTube comments saying, no, I was actually talking to her daughter, what were you referring to?
Well, later on, after the conversation was over, I became aware that I was talking to her daughter because her daughter left a voicemail.
What was the name of the account?
It was the Turtleboy account.
No, the account that was messaging you, I apologize.
The name, 𝗃𝗏 𝗁𝗃?
Is my name Teresa Kelly?
No, but you could have access to it. So I thought I was talking to you.
All right. So was the order to cease posting about the plaintiff's sexual history ambiguous to you in any way?
Was it what?
Ambiguous? Do you understand it?
I understood it.
Okay, so then why on April 1st of 2023 did you yet again post a document alleging that this child was molested by her younger brother?
That is an old screenshot
No,
from 3 years ago.
I have it right here. You can see you reposted the blog on April 1st twice.
If I was in violation,
Unambiguous to you?
if I was in violation of the order, I would have had a warrant out for my arrest. I do not.
Are you aware that the North Attleboro Police have gone ahead and filed a referral with the DA to clarify whether they should be pressing charges?
I've seen no evidence of that whatsoever.
Well, you will.
And I've spoken with the North Attleboro Police at length, and they've mentioned, I asked them specifically if there's an investigation into this, and they told me no.
Any other questions?
No, I'll do it.
Did you want to testify additionally? I want you to keep it brief, and I don't want you to rehash anything.
Right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, again, this is their only recourse here. I would just counter the North Attleboro Police. I spoke to Detective Sergeant Ryan Lee on Friday. They were putting in a search warrant for Mr. Kearney's phone records to get to the bottom of this phone issue, as well as they had put a referral into the DA just to have him check a case, because while this order was in place, Mr. Kearney made several public statements that appear to have been directed at my daughter. Specifically, he said, Teresa, I'm sorry, he didn't use her name. He said, you haven't been in school over a week, in over a week over this. Nobody's in fear here. You're just using this as an excuse for truancy. The police were a little bit unclear as to whether or not that would strike as a violation because he did not use her name. However, he did use pointed language such as you. I do not feel confident that without extending this order that this behavior will cease, as unfortunately the order has barely made any sense.
Okay. Based on that additional testimony, counsel, do you have any questions?
I do not, Judge.
You care to be heard?
I do.
Go ahead.
Judge, so after this order was granted, my client called me. He had received a phone call. He picked up the phone. He told me that it was the juvenile on the other end of the phone who said, who is this? You just called me. I informed my client of the steps that we were going to take immediately because he was being set up to violate this order, which he has the utmost respect for. He's never contacted anybody. Unfortunately, what I do believe happened, Judge, is I believe, and I've had this happen far too many times, is spoofing. You can download a spoof app on your phone. I can download a spoof app and I can put in any phone number I want and I could call someone else and they would think that it was that other party calling, when in reality, that call is coming from my phone. So I do believe that is what happened. So I told Mr. Kearney immediately, download your cell phone records. Judge, I have his cell phone records. They've been given to the Attleboro Police. Additionally, we have said we will submit his phone for a forensic download. You cannot beat phone records. You cannot beat a forensic download. But unfortunately, other people don't know the tools that we have available to us. So this is honestly a woman who is on a warpath to destroy my client because she doesn't like a blog. And it's been an ongoing feud between them. So now she has an open harassment prevention order that I successfully did in West Roxbury, and now she's been arraigned on criminal charges for violating that. I understand she's upset, but this right here, making all these false allegations against my client for retribution, Judge, and you weaponizing the court isn't the way to go. And trying to set him up to violate a restraining order isn't, I mean, I'm not worried about it because again, we're certainly willing for a forensic download, Judge, but to use the court to weaponize the court is just, it's atrocious. It's a waste of the court's time. So my client's never had any contact with her. She's not shown fear. In fact, she's shown quite the opposite. I had her read into the record what her responses were to my client. Judge, there's no fear there at all. This is simply a vendetta. So I simply would ask the court to please deny the order.
You want to say something?
Yeah, about the phone call, I do get prank calls from somebody my age. There is no way somebody would know your number, or I would know your number. Yeah, there's no way I would know his number. I firmly believe, I mean, you could do a search on my mother's phone and my phone. We did not call. I was actually with a friend of mine when he called, sorry. And he was calling. The police have screenshots of the missed calls. He called me 5 times while I was with the police. I believe he did this from somebody else's phone or got the app himself to set me up into calling him. Am I personally in fear? I'm in fear for my brother's safety. He had people come to my house, called me. I don't know how he got my number. I'm 16. There's no way I would know his number. There's no way I would know his number.
You say you're in fear. In fear of what?
My family. He has people coming to my house saying we're outside. I couldn't sleep the next night because I was looking out my window to make sure no one I don't know is in front of my house taking
Oh, the
pictures.
person who took a picture of a vehicle?
I don't know who it is, but he sent them.
Okay, so you're in fear of people coming to your house?
Yes, he sent somebody to my house. And now he knows my number and I don't know how, and I know it was him who called me.
Are you in fear of whoever he sends to the house physically assaulting you?
Yes, they're coming to my home, taking pictures of me. Like, it's
Well,
just,
pictures, people are entitled to take pictures. You
yes.
can go to his house to take pictures.
But I wouldn't do that because I'm not a bad person.
Okay, thank you all. This hearing is over. So that's it as far as testimony. So the First Amendment protects all kinds of nasty, unwanted, untoward communications. Everything I've heard is in large part protected by the First Amendment. I'm not going to go through it and say this is reasonable and that's acceptable and that's uncalled for. I don't need to. It's almost all protected by the First Amendment. Very few limits on the First Amendment. One of them is a civil action for invasion of privacy or negligent or reckless infliction of emotional distress. So that's a vehicle you can use to try to get redress if you feel your rights have been violated. There are tough cases, or defamation, libel. They're tough cases to make because the First Amendment is so pervasive. But the harassment prevention order, shortly after it was passed, was challenged on First Amendment grounds. And the SJC, I think the case was O'Brien, ruled that we're going to interpret harassment to the following things: an assault, a threatened assault, damage to personal property, malicious damage to property, and fighting words. Probably the closest to fighting words I have heard in this hearing were uttered by the plaintiff, putative plaintiff, not the defendant. So this isn't even close. This order expires today at 4 o'clock. Good luck to you all.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
My mom loved Valium and lots of drugs. That's why I am like I am, 'cause I'm like her. Because my mom loved Valium and lots of drugs. That's why I'm on what I'm on, 'cause I'm my mom. My mom, I know you're probably tired of hearing about my mom. But this is just the story of when I was just a shorty and how I became hooked on Valium. Valium was in everything, food that I ate, the water that I drank, fucking peas in my plate. She sprinkled just enough of it to season my steak. So every day I'd have at least 3 stomach aches. Now tell me, what kind of mother would want to see her son grow up to being under a fucking achiever? My teacher didn't think I was gonna be nothing either. What the fuck you sticking gum up under the fucking seat for? Mrs. Mathers, your son has been humping ether. Either that or the motherfucker's been puffing reefer. But all this huffing and puffing wasn't what it was either. It was neither. I was buzzing, but it wasn't what she thought. Pee in a teacup, bitch, you ain't my keeper, I'm sleeping. What the fuck you keep on fucking with me for? Slut, you need to leave me the fuck alone, I ain't playing. Go find you a white crayon and color a fucking zebra. My mom loved Valium and lots of drugs. That's why I am like I am, 'cause I'm like her. Because my mom loved Valium and lots of drugs. That's why I'm on what I'm on, 'cause I'm my mom. Wait a minute, this ain't dinner, this is taint dinner. You ate it yesterday, I ain't hear no complaints, did I? Now here's a plate full of painkillers. Now just wait till I crush the Valium and put it in your potatoes, you little motherfucker. I'll make you sit there and make that retarded fucking face without even tasting it. You better lick the fucking plate, you ain't wasting it. Put your face in it before I throw you in the basement again. And I ain't giving in, you're gonna just sit there in one fucking place, spinning till next Thanksgiving. And if you still ain't finished it, I'll use the same shit again. Then when I make spinach dip, it'll be placed in the shit. You little shit wanna sit there and play innocent? A rack fella hit me in Kmart and they witnessed it. Child support, your father, he ain't sent the shit. And so what if he did? It's none of your dang business, kid. My mom, there's no one else quite like my mom. I know I should let bygones be bygones.